guys, in today's video I wanted to do a really nice holiday look that wasn't so traditional. I know my first holiday look was very traditional. This one not so much. It is using the Kat Von D MetalMatte palette, which has quickly become my favorite palette. I just really love the tones in it, so I actually used this palette as well as my Anastasia Beverly Hills limited edition, once again just like this one, Master Palette by Mario, for my transitional color, because that's the only downfall in this palette. There's no real transitional shade for my skin tone. So if you would like to see how I got this look, please keep watching. First thing I'm gonna do, how I start off every tutorial, an eye primer. I have already done foundation and brows, and I've stopped using a brow highlight like under my brow. Now I just put concealer under my brow, and I like how natural that looks. Master Palette by Mario. Just because I find that the colors in the Kat Von D palette, there's not a true transitional color. So I'm gonna take the color Isabel, which is right here, and I'm gonna put that in my crease. Now, a crease color with this type of look is going to be very important because you want to make sure that you don't put your intense colors too high, just because it can kind of look messy. So I'm making sure that this is really defined with my crease color. The first color I'm going to take is Moss, and it's this matte green right here, and I'm going to apply that all over my lid. And I'm going to take it just a tiny bit above my natural crease, just so that when my eye is open, you'll be able to see that color. But we're going to end up probably having to go back anyway. Then I'm going to take a tapered crease brush and the color Moss, no, the color Oak. Put that in my crease, and that's just a dark brown matte color. And you can put a fair amount on there because the green is pretty dark. I find that when you're doing like matte smoky eyes, the biggest thing is that you want to have colors that are all similar in texture, and you really want to get a nice gradual fade. You're gonna have to use a lot of dark colors and a lot of blending. I also like to open my eye just to make sure where I'm putting the color and blending it, I'll be able to see it when my eyes open. If you don't have hooded eyes, you really don't have to worry about that. But unfortunately I do. The next color I'm going to use is Jet, and it is a black color right there. Now, because Jet is such an intense color, it's black, I'm going to use a smaller crease brush so that I can really define that area and know exactly where I'm placing that color. So I'm just doing my outer V. And this is a nice thing to do because I'm not going to do liner with this look. So a defined outer V will really bring the look together. Sometimes I just like to wiggle the brush back and forth. And then I'm gonna go back in with that first brush I used with whatever is left over and just kind of blend the sides out. Then I'm going to go back into my tapered crease brush and taking the color Stone, which is like a matte gray color right here. I'm just gonna pop that in my crease. Just to further darken the look. Then I'm gonna go back into Isabel, the first color we used from the Master Palette. This color right here, and I'm just gonna put that above all the colors to blend everything together and create a nice transition. My last step is just gonna be taking that Moss color and packing it all over my lid again, because especially with matte colors, I feel like the intensity does go away with blending. Gonna build that up again. Now I'm gonna move on to the rest of the face, and we'll come back to the eyes because we're still not completely done. Okay, the next step is gonna be concealer. Of course, I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm going to be applying it with my Beauty Blender. I know I look really crazy. And you have to work fast with this concealer because it does dry quickly. Quickly after that, I'm going to set it with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. Lightly dust under that area. I'm not going to bake or anything. Just going to help that product just settle in a little better. Now I'm going to actually go back in with that moss color. I've been doing this for about a month or so, and I really like that it kind of just finishes your look. But I'm only gonna put it on the outer 3/4. For the inner portion, I'm going to use the gold color from the palette, and it is the color Flash. It's a shimmery color right here. And you want to kind of blend it to into the green a little bit so that it's like a gradient effect. I'm going to apply my lashes. I'm using my House of Lashes Seductress. They look like that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to put on mascara. I'm going to be using my Lancome Hypnose Star. I don't think they sell this anymore, which I'm really sad about. So if you ever like get mascara where you don't mean to get it, let it dry completely and then flake it off using like a pencil brush. You guys know bronzer is one of my favorite parts of any look, and especially for the holidays. During December, most of us look very pale. Bronzer is gonna be your BFF, at least it is mine. I'm gonna start by putting it across my nose. I always do that to make me look a little tanned. And then I'm gonna swirl it around my forehead to tone my extra large forehead down. I'm gonna put it on my cheeks. I put a little too much on my nose, so I'm just gonna put some foundation from my brush over it to tone it down. That's what I do when I go overboard with either blush or bronzer, which I tend to do pretty often just because I love blush and bronzer. Okay, now for the blush, I'm going to use my pretty much all-time favorite blush, my Nars Lovejoy. It's probably my most used blush of all time. I'm just gonna pop that on my cheeks. Now, I haven't really been into highlights this fall and winter. I just find that you don't really need a lot of highlight because there's really no sun shining a lot of the time. So I'm going to skip highlights. Now let's move on to lips. I'm going to be using my favorite lipstick right now, which is my Smashbox Be Legendary in Chai. It's seriously like such a pretty brown girl nude. Such a pretty color. So guys, this is my finished look. I hope you all like it. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I really hope you guys like this look. I think it's perfect for a holiday party. It's not your traditional sparkle eye look, but you do get a little bit of shimmer underneath your eyes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys have fun at your holiday parties and whatnot, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.